initializer router const router equals to require express dot router. After that, import a user controller const user controller equals to require slash controller slash user controller. After, yeah, once we declare the user controller, then we need to declare the APIs for all. So router.route. So API will be some slash, and so first API we will be declaring for get all users. So get user controller dot find all users. Okay, and after that we need to match with the slash APIs slash users slash ID will be passed as param. Okay, so for we need to create for find all user by ID, update user by ID, remove user by ID. That's why ID will be passed as a param of API. So router dot route, and route will accept the ID. Got that. So that will have the user controller dot find all user by ID. After that, put usually we use to update any data. So put we will use to update the data user controller dot update user dot delete user controller dot remove user. Yeah, once this is done, we will export it. Module dot exports equals to router. So this is much about the user controller and user API. So let's quickly try. So you guys, are you guys aware of the Postman? Okay, so let's jump to the Postman. Yeah, here is the Postman. So let's try inside the Postman. Let me zoom in a little so you guys can see visible it clearly. So yeah, first API we would like to test is will be register API. So for registering a user, we need to, it is a post API, right? So in the Postman, so this is the Postman where you can play along around your APIs. So inside the Postman over here you are there. So what is the type of URL, get, post, put, fetch, delete? So all this you can pass, and currently we need to use post, and URL. So it is hosted on localhost 3001, right? So we have started our server npm run start. So it is started over localhost 3001, and we need to pass to slash API and slash register. So let's first see, we have created a status not found, right? API not found. So if we pass any random API or something, yeah, we can see API not found because there is no such API slash random in the post type. So we receive that API not found, and the status code over here 404 not found. Full Let's come back to register. Okay, so register accept this body. So body will be passed as application JSON, and these are the types keys value pair we are expecting. Preferences will be price range from two bedrooms, bathrooms, property types, first name, last name, and favorite properties and all these things. Okay, so yeah, we can pass all this, and the name you can pass anything as per your preference. Let's make it as reliable, and last name will be an academy. Let me post a user. So yeah, we have received the 200 response. You can see we have received a 200 response, and yeah, and response body you can see over there. Let me scroll up little. So here you can see the response, right? So we have received the response, whatever the new is created. So you can see we now have the underscore ID also, because this is the ID of the user that is newly created. Got it. So after that, one API, so this is our registered API. So we receive the response for that. After that, we had the API to find all users. Okay, this much. Slash API slash users. So this is a simple get API to find all users. If I hit this API, so yeah, it is coming inside the array, and status response will be 200. Okay, and this is array objects. So each object represents individual users. So yeah, you can see this is the first user. Name is Jean Gray or something. So we have executed the seed, right? So with that, we have inserted few dummy data. Okay. So these are many users we have already inserted. So many users. So yeah, here we can see the users that we newly created Reliable and Academy. All the user list is available over here. Okay, and after that we were having that find user by ID. So this is the ID of the user. You can see, and we will pass the ID of the user. So we receive the single object of the user, and this represents the new user that we have created Reliable and Academy. So because this ID represents this user, we can pass any other ID of the user. So we will get the corresponding record, and this is 200. Okay. Suppose I pass invalid, so you can see there is no such user. So we can handle it in a different scenario also. If there is no user, we can return no response or something. So this is, but that is the edge cases or corner cases that we can cover. But yeah, for now we can ignore that. Okay, there was update a user. So suppose I update the email. I want to update the email. So this is a put, and put means we need to update and API users and the ID of the user, and email. So email we change to RLB header email.com. So yeah. Sorry, it is not updated because we passed it as application JavaScript. We need to pass it as application JSON. Yeah, if we hit it again, so something issue over here. And then, I will be, So yeah, it is updated. So we this is the new updated response. So yeah, email is updated. So we need to pass it as a JSON application JSON. So this will be the type and raw body type we need to pass. So it will update the user particular information whichever we have passed from here. Okay, and after that we are having the delete also. So for delete we are using the delete type. Delete. Delete don't requires body or something. We can simply pass hit the API with this parent. So yeah, it deleted the record and we this particular record. So see if I hit this again, so we receive the null because there is no such record for this because we have already deleted. Okay, so this is the CRUD operation. So CRUD means create, read, update, delete operation for the users. Okay, so after the users, let's see what's the next story. You can pause the video over here and go back to the code and revise what we have done. Okay, or let me quickly revise what we have done. Okay, so from server.js, we are calling the routes inside app.use routes we need to use. And yeah, in the VS Code, you can simply click control and click this, so it will redirect you to where the file is. So from here, we are passing all the slash API APIs to the routes that we have created, or if something is not having slash API or the matching APIs, it will return the API not found. Okay. Inside API, we have created for register and users. So both have their respective routes. So register just have the post API, which we want to, for a create user, and user is having just get and the get API to find all users, and it has the other APIs to get by ID, the param in which we are accepting the param as ID. So yeah, this is the syntax for getting the param. So it has the get, find by user by ID, put update user, delete, remove user. And if we go to user controller, inside the controllers folder, we have a define all the functions, find all users, find by ID, create, update, remove. Cool. So let's jump to the next story. We have done get details by ID, get update details of user by ID, remove user. So we need to create a functionality for the properties. So yeah. So inside properties, find all properties functionality. We have one find all properties functionality, then find top properties, find properties by ID. Okay, so let's quickly create for properties also. So for properties, first let's define a controller then, as we are already aware of how to define the API. So first let's create a controller. So let me jump to the VS Code. Let's create one more file inside the controller. Property controller.js. So it requires DB, the model of DB. Require .js models. Let's export all the functions. So inside the JSON, we will define all the functions. First, we will define all properties. So yeah, all will be the function with request and response. Request comma response. DB dot property dot find. So we need to find all, and it will be sorted as per the date. in ascending order. But then DB model response for JSON DB model dot catch ERR response dot status will be 422 dot JSON error. Also, this is about find all properties. After that, find properties by ID. Property by ID function request response db dot property dot find by ID, and for that we need to pass the cache dot params dot ID dot then db model response dot JSON db model dot catch ERR response dot status 422 dot JSON ERR. And after that, we need to create a functionality of find the top property, right? So find top properties. Function request response. So this is industrial standard that we sorted from the request and responses REQ and RES. Okay. db dot property dot find, and we need to get the top properties, right? So we can sort it by liked by user, maximum users who like this, like by user will be -1. So we have criteria that okay, we need to find the top properties and which are mostly liked by user, and we can limit it to 2 because we just want to get top 2 properties. But then DB model, so it will return the top 2 properties which are most liked by user. Return response dot JSON. If 2 properties having the same number of likes, it will sort by ID by default, and it will return DB model dot catch response dot status 422 dot send dot JSON ERR. So this is find top property, and we can create a functionality to create property. Property request comma response so db dot property dot create request dot body After that, then DB model response.json, DB model dot catch response dot status 422. So each response code has its own meaning, but we use 422 because it is handled by us. Otherwise, it will by default written 500 or something. So it will be difficult to debug in case of error that is it user server default error or user handled error. So we are using 422. So after create property, let's update property. Response pv dot property dot find one and update. So find one and update. Let's pass underscore id request dot forums dot id. Request dot body. But then DB model response.json DB model and dot catch error response dot status 422 dot json error. So yeah, this is about update property, and let's quickly create a last function, remove property. So we can delete a property also, function request comma response db dot property find by id underscore id request dot forums dot id dot then db model db model dot remove after that dot then db model response dot json db model dot catch error response dot json status 422 dot json error. So yeah, this is a property controller type in the name property controller. So yeah, in which we have created multiple functions: find all properties, find property by id, find top properties. It will return top two properties sorted by like by user. Then create property, it will create a new property, and update property will update the property details. Like we updated the email id of the user, same way inside property we need to update some functionality, property type, and remove property, it will delete the property. Cool. So after creating the controller, let's go to the API, API properties.js. So const router equals to require express router property controller equals to required. That's controller slash property controller. So router dot route first will be dot get. So get will be the property controller dot find all properties, and the second will be post. Post will be is used to create a property. Create property, and after that we need to create by ID properties. So router. So first let's create for get top property router dot route slash top